Hidden attributes of Football Manager are things that hide in the background of players, the things that you cannot see when signing a player. Hidden attributes are what make players on Football Manager. You can look at all of the stats, the technical, the mental, the physicals, but the hidden attributes are really what separate the elite players on Football Manager 2024. In this video, we're going to explore everything to do with hidden attributes, so make sure you stick around to the end because you might find something out that you didn't know before. If you're also looking for any more tips on Football Manager, on my channel, we have more tip videos to do with scouting, and we also have tip videos to do with finding great wonder kids. So if that sounds something up your street as well, boys, after this video, go and check them out on the channel. But without further ado, let's do a masterclass on Football Manager 2024 hidden attributes. Now, as we begin the video, we are going to use Ousmane Diamonde as an example today, as this guy is a brilliant player when talking about hidden attributes. As you can see on the screen here, we have a coach summary section that has pros and cons with football players. These are the best way that we can get an indication of what good hidden attributes are on Football Manager. What I will show you before we get started in this video, with the in-game editor, you can actually see players' hidden attributes in the game. So you can see their current and potential ability in the game, but the real hidden attributes are as we scroll down this list. Now, as you can see here, if you follow my cursor, we have got so many different hidden attributes in Football Manager that all play a part into making a player perform on the pitch. Unless you've been playing FC24 all year and you have no clue about hidden attributes, in my opinion, there are very, very important hidden attributes in this list here. We've got the important matches, we've got the consistency, we've got the professionalism, and we've got the ambition of a player. Now, it's very simple, but they kind of say what they do in the tin. Important matches, the higher the stat is, the better they're going to perform in the big games. The consistency stat, if a player's more consistent, they're going to play to their attributes more often, giving you a better player on the pitch. The professionalism, if this stat is higher, that means they're going to be better in training, they're not going to have like misconducts, they're going to do good basically in your club and on the pitch. And finally, boys, ambition is a massive one. Of course, on Football Manager, we all like to build clubs up from nothing into something. A player with higher ambition is more likely to want to improve their own game, which also then helps improve on the pitch. It is key to note as well that all of these hidden attributes you see here are out of 20. 20 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And of course, that means 20 being the best, 1 being the worst. So as you look down this list, for example, injury proneness, you're going to want that to be as low as possible. Dirtiness, you're going to want that to be as low as possible. But then, like I've just mentioned, your attributes like important matches, consistency, ambition, you're going to want them to be as close to 20 as possible. These are all the things that you cannot see when playing Football Manager without the in-game editor. Of course, on Twitch, I get called an editor merchant, but I never look behind the scenes of the hidden attributes. I am going to show you how I get the best inkling to what a player's hidden attributes might look like. And that is where we go back to the pros and cons section. Now, in the pros and cons, we have lots of little icons that mean lots of different things. If we click into the coach summary at first for you new players that are unaware of how to tell what they are off the icon, as you can see, we'll start with the pros. The first icon here, which is the little head with a little thing inside the brain. So it's telling me that Diamonde is a perfectionist who constantly strives for improvement. So what this tells me straight away, that this guy's going to be good in training, he's going to be good in his progression and his attributes, and also in terms of in-game, he's going to be striving for improvement, striving for results. That is something you want in every football player, right? This is why it is so important. These hidden attributes is something you understand. Down here again, two of the most important ones that I mentioned. Diamonde is a consistent performer and he relishes big matches. So with these two here, you know you're getting a player that's going to play consistently near enough every week, and also when you're playing in the big finals, it might be the League Cup finals, Premier League title run-ins, Champions League finals, any big games, you know he is going to perform. The other thing we can use is the cons. Now, as you can see, one of his cons is that he fits into a secondary group and does not have a core social group. Now, when signing a player, this could tell you there might be unhappiness within the dynamics and things like that, but I don't think they're too important when you've got a player with pros as good as this. And of course, if we go back to the main screen, when you start to learn the hidden attributes of Football Manager, that's when you, at face value, can just tell a player that's going to be good. So this is on my Dortmund save, which, by the way, we just did a rebuild with. If you've not watched that video, go and watch that Dortmund rebuild. It was unbelievable. If I click onto Diamonde and he was at Sporting still, for example, instantly I can see the consistency there, the important matches, and the good personality, being a perfectionist. If this was any other player, say if this was a right winger I tried to sign and I saw them three there in a combo, I would be more inclined to sign him. This is just my opinion as well. This is not fact. I would rather sign a player with worse attributes but with better mentals and hidden attributes, if that makes sense. So if a player looked this good and his coach summary was negative consistency, negative big matches, and a bad personality, he will never play to his attributes that actually look better. You always want to be looking for these hidden attributes. So boys, I want to show you here a popular Football Manager player in Andreas Sheldrup. Now, of course, Sheldrup over the years has been an amazing player. Look at his attributes on this save: 18 vision, 17 first touch, dribbling, composure, anticipation. He is a great player. But when I'm scouting on Football Manager, when I am looking for players, what I will instantly look at is the pros and cons as well as the attributes. Now say I am at Borussia Dortmund doing this rebuild and I looked at Sheldrup to sign. In a rebuild, of course, I'm going to want to try and win the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, the Champions League. I am going to want players with the best hidden attributes possible to give me the best chance in the biggest games. Now, if we have a look now at Andreas Sheldrup, instantly in the cons, I can see that he doesn't enjoy big matches. Now, derby games, games against top 4 teams, games in quarterfinal, semi-final, final, DFB Pokal final, I already know that Sheldrup is not going to play to his attributes. Now, when you are at a club, when you are trying to win all these things, this could be the difference between a league title, between a Champions League win, between a cup win. We all know on Football Manager that the Champions League is really difficult to win. You know, when you get to them quarter, semi-finals, finals, you're playing against the biggest teams with the best players: Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, Man City, Liverpool, Man United. So it is very important that your players have that enjoyment of big matches. So instantly, say if Sheldrup was one of 5 of my left wing targets for my new season, if I found a left winger with maybe -1 of every attribute he has there, but he loved big matches, I would rather sign him. And of course, here's Sheldrup. He does have consistency, but he's also just fairly consistent. So with Diamonde, he was a consistent performer. You know, every week you're getting a strong performance. But with Sheldrup only being a fairly consistent performer, it is more likely that, you know, he might have a stinker every week rather than every 2 or 3 weeks. Again, might be leading to losses, leading to draws, losing points in the league, losing games in the Champions League, etc. If we actually look into Sheldrup's hidden attributes, if we scroll down, you can see his consistency is 13, which again isn't awful, but Diamonde's was around the 15-16 mark. And the biggest one, if we look at the important matches, as we identified in the cons being one of his weaknesses, his important matches is 9 out of 20. For a player of his caliber and the money that you will spend, that is awful. This is why it is so important to look at their pros and cons. Now, as we've just looked into the hidden attributes that you wouldn't normally be able to in a normal Football Manager game, we have found out that his important matches is 9. But now knowing that that con of important matches where it says he doesn't enjoy them could mean it's around 9, 10, 8, even lower, you now don't need the editor. You know if you see that, he's not going to be good in the big games. So just to finish the video off here, boys, I'm going to click through some players in my team and I'm going to show you I try and keep the players with the good stat. Now, of course, Makoko here, world-class player. He's fairly consistent, doesn't have anything bad to do with big matches. Even though I'd rather him enjoy big matches, there's no con about big matches. As you can see here, Hector Fort, consistent, enjoys big matches. Again, we've got a CDM here in Pavlovic, very consistent performer, enjoys big matches. We've got Angelo here, the Brazilian winger, very consistent, enjoys big matches, relishes big matches. And finally, boys, back where we started with Diamonde, very consistent, loves big matches, perfectionist personality. Also, boys, just a quick word on the personalities. Of course, in Football Manager as well, make sure you are signing players with good personalities. A lot of the good personalities in this game, I'm just going to list a few for you to keep your eye out on when you're signing a player. Like Diamonde, we've got perfectionist, we've got model citizen, we've got professional, fairly professional, determined, resolute. These sorts of personalities are the players that you want at your club. If you're finding players that are fickle, not professional, light-hearted personality, things like this, these are going to be the more unserious players at the club. You want to stay away from them. But any of the personalities I've just listed that I said were positive, make sure you also look out for them when signing a player. As you can see with Diamonde's profile, under his personality, he is a perfectionist. Probably the best personality in the game, joint with model citizen. Make sure you keep an eye out for them as well. But that is going to conclude today's video on hidden attributes. I hope you boys learned something that you didn't know today. Like I said at the start of the video, on the channel there is more tip videos helping you find the best wonder kids in Football Manager and also helping you set up your scouting tab, because the scouting tab can be quite confusing to find the best players for your club. Also on the channel, boys, we've got some rebuilds if you love the rebuild content. We've got a Ruben Robberim, a Manchester United rebuild on the channel, and we've also got a Borussia Dortmund rebuild using Youth to Gold in FM24. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe if you are enjoying the content. Feel free also to leave a comment with any video ideas you want me to make. Maybe it's a tip video, maybe it's a rebuild, maybe it's an experiment inside Football Manager. I'd love to hear your ideas of what you want to see on the channel, so make sure you leave them comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all on the next video. Peace out.